Hello, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments if you're watching me live, if you're catching a replay. Don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know what you think about everything that we're talking about. So let's dive right into it. Yesterday we talked about the 7 signs that show you that you're settling in relationships. May that be intimate, friendships, family, and or at work, right? And today I want to continue talking about something that can change everything for you. I've already talked about it yesterday and I'm gonna just continue that thread today. Your body. Your body is literally screaming the truth about your relationships, but we've been taught to ignore it. We've been conditioned to ignore our body's signals, our body's wisdom, right? That is the only thing that we should be turning to, right? We're constantly looking for external validation. We're constantly looking for something outside of ourselves, myself including, right? To give us the answers, but the answers lie within us, within our body. Our body is the messenger. The feelings that we're feeling, right? That those are messages from our higher self, from our inner wisdom, and we get it through our body. And if we listen to it, then we know, oh, so this is a good relationship for me, or oh, this is not a good relationship for me, right? And then when we do some mindset work, when we do some mindset shifts, right, we then know, okay, am I prioritizing myself, or am I gonna continue abandoning myself and ignoring my body, right? So we've also been talking about human design, and I'm going to neatly incorporate the human design into all of this, because human design, like I said, it's a blueprint and it helps us reconnect with our bodies, listen to our body's wisdom, and then act accordingly, right? And bring ourselves back into alignment. So your human design authority, which is something that I haven't talked about, is a built-in decision-making compass that speaks through your body, not your logical mind, which is perfect, right? We have all of the answers within us. So let me ask you something. How many times have you walked away from a date thinking, that was great, I loved it, right? But your whole body was tight. And that's probably, we're thinking, it's excitement, right? I've enjoyed it, I like them, I like the way they look, I like the way they talk, I like the way they were interested in me, which is basically, in retrospect, from personal experience, that was the biggest thing. I like the way they were interested in me, right? And because I liked the way they were interested in me, I ignored everything else, right? So because there was the chemistry, but the chemistry is just, it's very superficial, right? Then there was my inner child, my wounded inner child, who was just loving the attention. And then there was the adult self. She just, she had no control over what was going on, because the wounded inner child took the wheel, right? Anyway, so, and then we start wondering, so you think, okay, this is excitement, right? And then you start wondering when they will text you back, and you're thinking, oh, did they like it? Did they enjoy it? And then we start overthinking. And that's my experience again. Anxiously overthinking every move you made, and then you start thinking about, oh my god, why did I say that, or why did I do that, and oh my god, that was so embarrassing. Why, you know, if you're watching this, you know. So yeah, and then we get so preoccupied thinking about whether they liked us, that we completely forget about, or not forget, we don't even consider to ask ourselves, did we like them? Did we really like them? And ask our body also, how do you feel after this date, right? Do you feel drained? Do you feel full of energy? Do you feel energized? Do you feel respected? Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel safe, right? Does your body feel safe? Those are the questions that we need to be asking ourselves after going on a date with a person. And usually it doesn't even take, I don't know, it takes 30 seconds of meeting someone, even less, I think, of meeting someone to know our bodies know, period. The energy, the body doesn't lie, right? And so it knows if this person is, it's a yes for us or if it's a no. But then if we don't listen to it and we're rationalizing it, and then we're allowing our wounded inner child behind the wheel to make the decisions for us, we're gonna be in another trauma bond. Simple as that. So it's really important for us to be very aware of our bodies and listen to our bodies and give ourselves time to process what happened and how we feel about it. The whole thing, right? So, right. And so how many times have you said, I really like them, while your stomach was in knots and we were thinking, oh, I'm feeling butterflies. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Excitement and anxiety, they feel similar in our bodies, by the way. So, and your brilliant mind, our brilliant mind, can create stories like, what if they didn't like me? So we start overthinking. We go into a spiral, anxious spiral of, how did they feel? What do they think? What are their intentions? We don't even ask. I'm thinking about myself right now. I didn't even ask myself what were their intentions. I was just so worried about whether they liked me or not, because I liked them and I wanted them to like me back. And I liked them. Why? My inner child, I don't even want to say my inner child liked them because they felt familiar, right? They felt familiar, meaning my body, if I was attuned to my body, I would know that it's completely dysregulated or mildly dysregulated, in any way dysregulated. And so my inner child was like, recognized something familiar in them. And that's why sometimes we say, oh my God, I feel like I've known him forever. It's that feeling. It's our inner child finding that familiarity in the other person's energy, and right? And so then we confuse that with, I'm super attracted to them, and and there may be chemistry, but there are so many different layers. Chemistry is just, it's it's very superficial, right? Then we have so many other layers to look at. Anyway, and then trauma bond happens, right? So what if they didn't like me? And we get busy thinking about them and their experience versus our experience. And we completely miss out our body signals. And like I said, our body never lies. And so the body is your warning signal, a system in relationships. If we listen to our bodies in relationships, whatever they are, friendships, family, work, intimate, dates, whatever it is, our body never lies. And you know what I'm talking about, because you can feel, sometimes you meet a person and then you ignore your body, and you knew from the start that something's off, right? But yet you ignore it. And then after whatever, you're with them and you spend some time with them, and one thing leads to another, and then it ends. Friendship, relationship, situationship. And then you're looking as it, because this overwhelm and this anxiety, it comes all over you. It comes over you. It overcomes you. Is that even a word? Anyway, doesn't matter. And takes over. Anyway, and you don't see clearly. because we get so preoccupied about whether the other person likes us and how the other person is feeling, and trying to manage their feelings, and then trying to fix whatever they're feeling so that they wouldn't leave or reject or whatever, because we like them, or our inner child, I don't want to say we, our wounded inner child likes them because they are giving out the same energy that is going to create the dynamic that we were used to from our childhood. Does that make sense? And that is familiar, even though it's super unhealthy. And so that is how then we start overthinking, because we want that person to like us, and then we start people pleasing and overthinking, and we start we make them the center of our universe, if that makes sense. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you can relate to any of this, because I'm just talking from first-hand experiences. Anyway, so our body is our warning system in relationships. Now, there are different ways. I'm gonna share a few different ways of how this can look like or feel like in our body. So you have chest signals in the chest. When someone is wrong for you, your chest often knows first. You might feel tightness across your chest when they text, because you're wondering which version of them are you going to get in that text, or you're just mixing it. If it's in the beginning when everything is nice, you might mix it up with excitement again, or if it's later down the line when things start to crack, it's the feeling, like you get the tight feeling, as in, oh my god, what is it now, right? Then you have shallow breathing during conversations, because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? So you're just kind of preparing yourself for whatever comes next. And again, this is usually after, when things start to crack, because at the beginning everything is super excited, and your nervous system is like, your inner child is super happy because there's someone giving her attention, because we're not giving our inner child attention, so someone else is giving the attention. And then when they take that attention away, because for whatever reason, right, they may do it on purpose, or they do it because they're avoidant, or whatever it is. And so that is when our body goes completely out of whack. Before, it was already out of whack, and we were thinking, because we were getting positive feedback from the other person, it was still out of whack, because it's not love is not supposed to, it doesn't come overnight, it doesn't come in a few months, it takes time, right, so for us to get to know each other. I didn't know any of this before. I was just thinking, okay, now, okay. And love is not impulsive. Love is like steady fire. It's not fireworks. So you have shallow breathing, you have heaviness in your heart space when they cancel on you, for example, and then you feel like you can't take a full deep breath around them, because you keep expecting something bad to happen, right? And this is not, it's not, it is anxiety, it's anxiety, and it's triggered by someone's energy, right? Anxiety is your body telling you, when it's with people, it's your body telling you, hey, take a step back and just, reevaluate. We're going to be talking about authorities in 18 days on the free workshop, but you either talk to someone, or you journal about it, or you wait it out a few days to see if this person is your kind of person, right? So the anxiety, it's information that you need. Emotions that we feel within our bodies, it's the information that we need. It's the information from the divine coming through us, through our body, through our vessel, saying, hey, come on, listen to me. Take a step back and reevaluate. Pivot, you know, choose a different path, right? Next, gut reactions. How many times do we ignore our gut feeling? Your stomach is literally your second brain, and it is incredibly accurate. So you have knots before you see them, and we think, oh my god, this is the butterflies, I'm so excited. 9 times out of 10, it's the anxiety. But because we didn't, we don't know this person at all, right? And because we're getting all of this attention, that is enough for us to think that this is excitement. Attention is not love. And it's our responsibility to make our inner children understand this. Attention is not love. Interest is not love. Love is consistency, it's effort, it's being there, it's showing up, it's choosing each other again and again, no matter what, right? And it's not just that, there are so many other layers to love, right? Unconditional love. And I feel like the people who never experienced unconditional love, and we're teaching ourselves, or we're learning about unconditional love, how it looks like, how it feels like in our bodies, it's gonna take work. When we enter a relationship with 2 people who are committed to growth, right? And it's going to take effort and time and, you know, space and holding space for us to just breathe into it, right? And trust. There's so many layers to it. And when we get to it, it's not just going to be, oh, okay, so now I've been single for this amount of time, and now next time I'm going to get into a relationship, it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Not at all. That's when the real work starts. It's just when you take some time for yourself, right? And you focus on yourself and you learn about yourself. How do I feel when I am alone? What is my essence, you know, when there's no one around? Who do I want to be when there's no one around? Also, when people are around, how do I want to show up? And you work on that so that when you meet people after that, you see whether you like the version of yourself that you are with them, right? And you also, you're because when you become peaceful with yourself, when you can sit with yourself and you feel peace, you're not trying to distract yourself, you're not trying to escape yourself. When you achieve that peace, that inner peace, and your brain, you're not your own worst enemy, right? Because the inner critic is constantly going off, and you are not going to give that peace up easily or at all. Because once you achieve that peace, and when someone wants to enter your life and that peace is disturbed, you're gonna notice very quickly, and you're gonna pivot very quickly. Because peace is everything. The inner peace. I know, because I think it's for 7-8 years, I've been having wars inside of me. Constant battles with myself, with my inner critic, feeling, less than, feeling worthless, feeling just horrible. I was my own worst enemy. Constantly putting myself down. Years on years on years. And when I finally decided to just be with myself, to do this conscious, that's what I call it, conscious isolation, because I'm not isolating myself because I'm unworthy, or I'm like, I don't want to deal with people or whatever. Although, if I'm being honest, it's a little bit that as well. But I'm not punishing myself. I'm doing it consciously because I know that there's a lot of work that I want to do. Not need, but I want to do on myself. To grow, to progress, to build. So, yeah, it's different. Anyway, coming back to the gut reactions. So you have knots before seeing them, which is basically we think it's butterflies, but they're knots. And then nausea when making future plans, which then we mix that with excitement. Oh, this is so exciting. But because we're so caught up, again, because in our heads we're so caught up, oh my god, they're planning future plans with me, they want to go places with me, oh my god, that's so exciting. Because we're so in our heads, right, and trying to please them and trying to get them to like us, that we completely miss the signals that our body is sending us. And then we have the sinking feeling when they make promises in our stomach. We have the sinking feeling when they make promises and your body knows that they're lying, that it's a promise that's going to get broken. And or maybe it's not that they're lying, but they're probably, you don't know them. Your body can read energy, and so it knows, right? But you're trying to convince yourself, and when I say you, I mean me as well, that, what if? Maybe it's not that. Maybe my body's wrong. Maybe the feeling is wrong, right? Because we want to believe that it's true so bad that we just ignore it. And then we get digestive issues that mysteriously appear around certain people. So I have a story about this, actually. I was in this situationship, and so he visited where I am, and we spent 2 days together, or 2 days and a half, let's say. And he had the digestive issues. He couldn't go. He was like completely constipated, and that was like it was very painful, very uncomfortable. And I found out later on, like a few days, 1 or 2 days later, that was because he felt guilty and he felt really bad and he felt uncomfortable because he was lying and he wasn't honest, right? He was keeping things away from me, and his body was like, this is wrong, right? And so he had digestive issues, for example. So our body is going to when we live out of alignment, our body's gonna tell us this is out of alignment, right? So, and then also another thing is like digestive issues that mysteriously appear around certain people. So when you go on a date and you feel so nervous that you have, like maybe diarrhea or something, it's not just the jitters, it's not just I'm feeling nervous. It is that. At the same time, it's your body telling you, like, watch out, because again, if this person that you're meeting, if they are safe, if they have good intentions, if they are, I don't know, good for you, you're gonna feel calm. And this is something that I heard this morning, actually, or yesterday, I don't remember. When a lot of women are fixers, and saviors and rescuers, right? So when we enter these situationships, we want to save the person, we want to fix the person, and we enter these situationships because they are the kind of person who needs saving and rescuing and fixing, right? And so when there's a healthy individual, someone who's actually working on themselves, our wounded inner child, our inner fixer, it's not like that's boring for them. That's boring for her, right? And which is why we wouldn't then go for a healthy individual, because that's boring. That's nothing to fix, right? So then the question is, how do we work on that inner fixer? How do we integrate it and put it to the back seat, right? Along with the wounded inner child. How do we reparent that inner child, that fixer? Because the reason why we want to fix and we want to rescue is so that our wounded inner child is thinking, if I manage to fix this person, if I manage to save this person, I couldn't save my parents, I couldn't fix my parents. They left and I wasn't good enough for them and I couldn't fix that. I tried with people pleasing, I tried with abandoning myself. I tried to be quiet and convenient and silent and small and just not a burden, and it didn't work. So now if I manage to fix this person and if I can get them to love me, then I'm worthy. So that is the story that happens subconsciously for us when we get into these trauma bonds, right? Into these situationships. And again, we're talking about our bodies. They are our compasses. They are our warning systems in relationships. And so your gut instinct, coming back to our gut feeling, your gut instinct is always trying to protect you. Always has been, always will be. Now, nervous system response, that is your it's your nervous system is basically everything, right? It's linked to digestion, to your breathing, to sweating, to everything, right? So your nervous system reads energy before your mind even processes it, right? It reads energy. And so if you're feeling drained after spending time with this person, if you feel like you need recovery time after dates, or you're feeling off or unsettled for hours afterward, or your energy is feeling scattered or depleted after being with this person, it's a warning signal, right? When someone is right for you, you should feel more like yourself and not less like yourself. Which brings me to the fact that it's very important to know yourself, how you feel like when you are in alignment, when you are grounded, when you are in your own essence, in your own energy, meaning when you're alone, when nobody's around you and you're not distracting yourself with movies and smoking or drinking or whatever it is, which is something that I'd been doing for the longest time. And when you really decide to sit with yourself and notice how you feel, who you are, who do you want to be, and you start working on that and embodying that, when you're peaceful in your own essence, that is when you know, when you meet a person, if that person is for you or not, right? So another thing is also the sleep and energy patterns. Pay attention to trouble sleeping before seeing them, or even after, right? So you obsessively check your texts and you just, for some reason, you can't sleep well, or either because, and this is later when things start to break up, it's because you have, you're crying, right? You're crying long into the night about them or about the situation that you're going through with them again. And you can't sleep because your mind is going on and on and on and on and on about how you can fix it, how you can save it, how you can change it, how you can shift it, right? Then you're waking up tired after spending a day together, for example, because I don't know, you had a beautiful day together and you felt amazing, and it was when you are with them, you're all good and you're all fine and it's great. And then when you get back home, you feel drained, you feel tired, and you go to sleep, and in the morning you feel like, I don't know, it like a truck ran you over, right? And then you feel like you need to prepare mentally for their company. I do remember this when things started to break, and it was the situationship started to get more and more intense, and so every time I still went and like met with them, and before I did, I was excited, aka anxious, about what to expect. At the same time, I was trying to win them over. I was anxious about what to expect, and I felt like I needed to mentally prepare myself, as in what can I say and what can't I say, what to do or what not to do, so that I wouldn't offend them or trigger them in some way. So I was basically walking on eggshells, right? And that is completely dysregulated nervous system, because you can't be you, right? Because if you're you, then they are going to get offended in some way, shape or form, right? And then your energy is feeling heavy or stuck after hanging out with them, right? So the right person for you won't require you to armor up energetically. You're not gonna want to, practice before you go meet them. Okay, so this I can say and this I can't say, and just, I don't know, just be quiet, don't say anything, or I don't know, right? If that is the right person, you're not gonna have to think about how you need to perform. Number 5, the last type of, warning signals that your body's giving you is the physical tension. Your body literally contracts around the wrong people. Just notice, right? I remember back home, every time I went to visit my grandparents, I mentally prepared myself to be like, I literally energetically armored myself up. I didn't know about any of this back then, but I did, because I braced myself, and my whole body became like shallow breathing, and my whole body tensed, because I knew that when I'm gonna enter there, they may or may not start, poking into me and start saying things that would upset me, and so I just needed to prepare myself. At the same time, I felt guilty because they're old and they would appreciate some company, and so I went anyway, right? Even though my body was like, no, just get me out of there, right? And so you have tight shoulders, you have clenched jaw during conversations, because you're just like, I don't know, I would say your body wants to say something, but then you're keeping it in, so you're clenching your jaw, just like, shut up, shut up, shut up, don't say anything, don't put oil to the fire. At the same time, you're asking yourself, why am I even here? And then you're fidgeting, or you're feeling restless. So if you imagine going on a date, and you're restless, or your palms are sweaty, or you're fidgeting with your skirt or with your hair, or I don't know, whatever. It signals the nervousness, and it signals the anxiety that you're feeling, right? And that is something to really, it's not, and we're thinking it's, oh yeah, it's just because I don't know them, and it's the first date, and it's normal to be nervous, and I mean, right? I don't know him, so why would I just write him off if I don't know him? And it's normal that you're nervous because you don't know the person. Then again, that's what we were conditioned, right? And any movie you watch, they're showing this to us, that it's normal to feel nervous and to just be, all over the place and to feel dizzy and whatever. It's really not. It's your nervous system being completely out of whack. And it's our body saying tread carefully, right? And so another feeling is also like your body, physical tension is also feeling like you can't relax or be natural, right? So now I'm gonna share a part of my personal story here as well. I used to date people who matched my lack of self-worth. And they did all the wrong things, and I accepted them and I tolerated them. That's the thing with us women. We accept and we tolerate. And I guess it's not just women. There are also some men out there who accept and they tolerate. And so I did that because I didn't believe I was worth more. And so every time we made plans, my stomach would drop because I knew it may or may not happen. Every time they called, I'd tense up because I didn't know what version of them I'm getting on that call, right? And my mind kept saying, why doesn't this feel good? Let me fix it, right? So that's basically trauma bonding. This does not feel right. This doesn't feel good. Let me fix it. So if you imagine a small child, when this happened between the small child and the parent, the child needs love. It needs this connection with their parent. And so when the parent is like not managing their emotions and they're just being petty and they're, doing whatever, dealing with life however they know best how, the child is being difficult and it's having feelings and it's having needs and it's having its own person, and the parent can't deal with that, so they either scream at them or they punish them or whatever. The child feels disconnection, and so what does the child do? It needs that connection back, so it starts to shapeshift and people please and do whatever it takes to fix that connection, to get that connection back. And so that happens in our adult relationships as well. There's the disconnect. First there's connection, because the other person, your dates, it shows interest in you and it's giving you they are giving you a lot of attention, and your inner child feels the connection. It latches onto it because it's so deprived of attention, it's so deprived of love, that whoever shows it even a tiny bit of attention, which is not love, but it's the energy that you get from it, so attention. And also, if you think about it, a lot of children, they are seeking their parents' attention. Mom, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Look, right? And so the attention, then we mix that, our inner child confuses that with love. And so when there's someone who gives us attention, then our wounded inner child latches onto that. And when the attention goes away, there's a disconnect. And so our inner child, our wounded inner child, then goes and she's like, okay, let me fix that. How can I fix that, right? And so this is where the trauma bond happens again and again and again and again and again, because we go into the fixing and rescuing and saving mode. And all the while that happens, and we're so focused on the other person and how we can fix this disconnect with the other person, our body is screaming at us saying, run, get the fuck away from here, right? And so I didn't know about human design years ago, and as I'm learning about it more and more deeply, I realized that I've been overriding my human design authority for years. My authority is emotional, meaning that I need to wait out. I need to get into neutral space to see if this person is right for me or not. And I never did that. It was impulsive. My authority is emotional, meaning I cannot do impulsive decisions. I can do them, but they always go wrong. And I have evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence that is how it is. So I need to wait it out. I need to be neutral about this person. I can't be excited, aka anxious about this person, or, sad, angry about this person, whatever it is, to decide whether it's a yes or a no. I need to be neutral. I need to be grounded in my energy, aligned with myself, and the neutral meaning whether this person, this is the person, this is the reality of this person, they're doing this, they're not doing this, do the word actions match their words, blah blah blah, and then we decide whether it's a yes or a no. We cannot be making impulsive decisions, especially not big decisions like relationships, right? So, and then if we combine that with my profile, which is a 2-4, meaning I need a lot of alone time. So bringing these two things together, my authority and my profile, I need alone time so that I can, discharge other people's energy. And then I have few defined centers. So I need to discharge other people's energy and be in my essence to know and to wait it out to know if this person, if they make me feel good, if I feel good after hanging out with them or not, if I feel like they would add to my life and the direction that I'm going in or not, right? So I didn't know about human design, and so I was trying to make situationships work logically, and those situationships were built on texting and on calls mostly, which is the danger of social media and dating apps, right? You get to know the person, and you don't really over text, right? You don't know the person until you see them in person. You don't know the person, and even then, sometimes people spend years together and they don't know each other. So it's really important that when you spend time together in person, right? You spend time together, you meet, you see how they are, in their friends group, in your friends group, how in each other's friends group, how they are in different situations, how they handle stress, how they are showing up for themselves every single day, how they are showing up in relationship every single day, how you're showing up, right? So there are so many different components to relationships. I had no idea about any of it before. And now as I'm learning, as I'm, studying myself and relationships and just how it's supposed, a healthy relationship is supposed to look like, now I'm like, oh, okay, so that's an option, and that's an option, and that's an option. Because before, if you don't know, you don't know, right? And so what happened when I was not listening to my body, abandoning myself, and allowing my wounded inner child to take the wheel? I was sleep deprived. I got sick often, so sleep is very important, right? First it's air, then it's air, water, and then it's sleep, right? For our bodies. It's not even food, it's sleep. Air, water, sleep. Sleep is very important for us. And so when we are sleep deprived and our nervous system is completely dysregulated, and it's your mind is constantly overthinking, and it's your nervous system is anxious because you don't know if they like you, do they not like you, how are they feeling about you, or what are their intentions, are they gonna want to meet you, or are they not gonna want to meet you? It's a whole, it's so much chaos, right? And so I do remember that I used to get sick very often, and I was soothing myself with food and with alcohol and with weed as well. And so my body was screaming at me because I didn't know how to listen to the whispers. So my body was really, I was trying to numb myself. I was trying to just bring everything down the best way I could. I knew how, which was food, it was alcohol, it was watching movies, just distracting myself. And yeah, first of all, it's very unhealthy, especially if you do it like consistently. And then it's very self-destructive, right? So now, in contrast, when someone is aligned with your energy, you breathe easier in their presence. Your body feels relaxed and natural. You have more energy, not less. Your nervous system feels calm and settled. You sleep better, not worse. Your digestion improves rather than it's getting worse. So this is your human design authority saying yes to you, right? And now, your body is the most sophisticated guided system you have. It's reading energy. Listen, it's reading energy, detecting truth and protecting you from what your mind is taught to rationalize. We are taught to rationalize poor behavior, bad vibes, right? Because, oh, I don't know this person. You don't have to know this person. You just need to listen to your body, and your body's going to tell you everything you need to know. And this is also something that I'm learning, or I've been learning, right? Listening to my body. Just today, actually, yesterday I was invited to a birthday party, and I know my human design, and I know that when I'm invited to something, I need to say, I need to think about it. And because I was in people-pleasing mode, and I was caught off guard, whatever, I said yes. And today I'm like, why did you say yes? You know you need to say, I need to think about it. You know it. So now I'm gonna be like, okay, if I go, I went out with this person already, and it's not, I don't want that. I don't like it. Because it's very shallow, and I don't like it. And so I'm gonna have to go back on my yes, on my word, and just be like, I cannot go, right? Because again, I know my human design, and I know that I need to say, I have to sit on it, I have to sleep on it, and I didn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I would prefer to just tell her no now, after saying yes, because I also know that she's not gonna like it, but at the same time she won't mind, because anyway, doesn't matter. So that's what I need to do today. And so we've been conditioned to think our way through relationships instead of feeling our way through them, right? Again, if we use this example of mine, I said yes out of thinking that she's gonna want to, like, it's her birthday, and I've been saying no for so long, and I should say no, I should say yes, blah blah blah. So I made decision thinking instead of feeling. And my feeling, after I slept on it, and I already knew that yesterday, but after sleeping on it, I'm like, I don't want to go. No, it's a no for me. So anyway, thinking our way through relationships versus feeling our way through relationships. Two very different things. So, in 18 days, I'm hosting a free workshop where we're going to reconnect you with this incredible inner wisdom. We'll unlock your human design authority, heal your inner child wounds that make you doubt these signals, and teach you to trust your body completely. You can find me in my DMs after this live, and I will be sharing insights every day to inspire you to start putting yourself first on my Facebook profile. And if this resonates with you, or if you know a friend who might resonate with this, share this live with her or tag her in the comments. Let's spread this message. Let's bring awareness to more people, to more women, that they can and they need to start putting themselves first. Because when our cups are full, we can then you know, give from the overflow. When we honor our body's wisdom, we will stop settling for relationships that drain us. We will trust our intuition without second guessing ourselves, and we will attract love that actually energizes us. So let me know in the comments, what body signal do you relate to the most? Your awareness is the first step to trusting yourself again. So that's all that I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. If you're watching the replay, again, don't hesitate to say hi in the comments and let me know how this resonated with you. Have an amazing day, and I will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye.